Many of you who follow me on Instagram at Money Bodega have reached out to me to ask how is it that I consistently find stocks that move up 20% plus or even 100% plus intraday. The truth is, half of it is luck and the other half is preparation. Today I want to share with you my morning preparation. This is part of my morning routine, which includes looking at economic data releases, checking interest rates and the bond market, and looking for impactful news on stocks held or are moving in the pre-market. I always eliminate stocks as trading candidates if they're being acquired, especially for cash. They won't move intraday. It's a pretty much a done deal. Lastly, I prepare a general and focused watch list for the day. I will often check other resources like message boards and a pre-market movers list on Market Chameleon and Seeking Alpha. I cross-check the list for anything I may have missed. I want to highlight two lists on my screen. The first is the pre-market watch list. It's the pre-market stocks list. That's the first one, and then the other is the post-market daily. Okay, those two lists are made available by TC2000, but have been filtered for stocks meeting certain parameters such as price and market cap. The post-market daily list is derived from the previous trading day and is similar to the pre-market stock list, except it includes stocks which moved during the regular session and those that were moving in the aftermarket. So in the morning, I filter both lists for stocks trading up at least 3.5% with above average volume since being added. I have a screener for stocks in my universal watch list right here, which basically highlights stocks moving throughout the pre-market and intraday using my universal watch list. This too helps me to identify trading candidates. My pre-market and post-market daily filters help me to identify stocks throughout the day that I may have missed in the morning, sorted by relative volume. These are the filters here. So these two filters here, the pre-market daily filter and the post-market daily filter. Again, they help me to identify throughout the day stocks that are moving with above average volume, right? Relative volume is fairly strong. As you can see in the post-market daily list, we already see a number of stocks doing that. So I'm always looking for stocks that are trading at least 3 times its relative volume for the same period. So I want to see at least 3 times relative volume, right? So it's 3 times relative volume. This obviously is a strong stock moving up 237% since the previous trading day and in the pre-market. So this obviously will make my list, right? This will obviously make my list. I will look at the chart. We can see here that it's trading at a 2-day high, right? Above the 2-day high. I generally like to have a 2-day view of the market when I look at these charts. And on another screen, I can also have a multi-time frame screen that I can also see the weekly, the daily, the hourly, and so on, and certain intraday charts as well. So I'm not only focused on this chart, I do have access and views of the higher time frames. So generally I'm looking for something that is above 2-day high. I would like to see some type of Western chart pattern. You can see here that we have a bull flag happening here. Okay, so you want to see this type of price action in the pre-market, and you want to see a breakout above this, right? So that's what I tend to look for. in each of the charts. So, for example, if we go to the next one, SNTG, again, what you have is a bull flag happening here. Okay. Okay. And you want to see a breakout in the regular session to the upside. And again, it's a 2-day high. So you're looking at a stock that's trading above its 2-day high. Okay. So actually draw this like this. All right. So we can keep going. But I think you get the point as to what I look for in the stock. Similar thing happening here on GDC. You can see some certain types of Western chart patterns, a cup and handle, for example, that might be breaking out off of the 2-day. So you want to pay attention to those things, and you want to, like I said, I am looking at a multi time frame view on another screen. You want to look at stocks that are bullish, especially if you're looking to go long, that are bullish on the higher time frames as well, right? So because you want to trade with the trend, right? So what you'll see me do is really just copy and paste. I'll copy and paste this to the pre-market daily. So it's going to appear, it appears here in this list, right? But it gets filtered out in this list. Okay. So you can see that HLP and NOXP and CDLX are trading fairly up in the pre-market. So these obviously will make, given the volume, let's see, 15.3. I'd like to see CDLX better, a little bit higher relative volume, but that could happen in the regular session. But volume is decent for all of them, right? Above 100,000 in the pre-market for CDLX. I will also look at the news on these, and I've already done that. So I know that for neither of these, is it a takeover or anything like that. It's just trading up in the pre-market. So usually when you see a acquisition, in fact, I think IC, which is one that was acquired, this one, right? You'll see it trade flat. Okay, so while it's up on the day, this is something that you may not want to add to your list because it won't move much, right? It's been acquired for, let's say, $39 a share. It's not going to deviate much from that unless, shareholders believe that the deal's not going to happen, or oftentimes you'll have law firms on behalf of shareholders claiming that the acquisition price is not enough, and so but for most parts this won't move. If it's a stock deal, generally it will move with the acquirer. Okay, so I would then go and add this not only to my focus list. So we know that HLP, CDLX, and then the other one was NNOX. Let's take a look. Yeah, NNOX. Those three I'll add to the focus list. What else popped up here? So another way I look at it is I actually try to make sure the stock's trading above $2 too. That's part of the filter, as you can see. SNTG, that too looks good. So I'm gonna add that to the focus list. SNTG. Let's go ahead and, yep, 2-day high. Looks good on the daily, looks good on the higher time frame. It's got up as far as $8 or $9, so we'll see if it can target that level in the regular session. So already 4 names on the list. I generally like to put at least 6 names, provide at least 6 symbols on this list. Let's go to GDC, and again, I'm sorting this at both as track percent, which is from the time it was added to the list, as well as I'm looking at volume buzz. Volume buzz will generally give you even a better idea. Let's see, 50-cent range, bull flag, volumes 9. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. Let's make sure this is not a, see what type of news we have on here. QH. The news on here, surges nearly, let's see what's going on in QH. Rather than spend too much time on that, I'm gonna go ahead and just add it. Looks like it's trading. It's not news that will prevent it from trading. So I'm gonna add QH. Wafu. That's trading fairly well too. Let's see if we can get something even better than that. This has good volume, but below $2. And Knox we've already have. ELDN. Not enough volume on the daily. That's another thing. You want to make sure that these trade on average, that they trade pretty well. I tend to look at things that have at least 250,000 volume intraday. So VIZSL, nope, that's a split, reverse split, below $1. Nope. Actually, probably the easiest way to do this right now is to go ahead and flag. I'm going to go ahead and flag what's above here. Okay, so got that flagged. I'm going to go ahead and flag these as well. Above 3. Generally, I'll look at something above 3.5%. It's going to give us a lot of names, but you'll see how I filter that out. Want to make sure I get all the pre-market buzz above 100%. Okay, so we've got all the pre-market buzz. I want to, just in case pre-market, let's do it here too. All right, so this will capture pretty much everything, and you'll see some of the names that I've already identified show up. So let's take out anything less than 100,000 shares. Let's then take out anything below $2. Quick note. So ILAG, that's below $2, but I can see that that's moving pretty well on the pre-market. I will add this to, in fact, I'll copy this to, copy ILAG to my watch list today. Okay, but I won't put it on my focus list because it's below $2. Okay, so unflag all that are below, above. So actually, let's take a look at a couple of the JZ too. That I'm also going to add this to the focus list. So you can see here that while I do look at certain stocks under, and simply because of the amount of volume being traded, right? The volume being traded, and here's the volume here on both of these, and here's the amount that they're up in the pre-market. So you'll see me trade the, you'll see me identify these as potential trades. Wow, a lot of these under $2 look okay. So let's go ahead and do this. Again, you won't see these on the focus list. I do not highlight stocks under $2. It's a good setup as well. Generally, I don't get this many stocks under $2 that I'm interested in, or gonna look at, but the volumes are good. Volumes are good, so we're gonna add those to that general watch list. And now I think I can go ahead and unflag anything under $2. So right off, you see we've got 25 names on this list. Number of them already, you could see I've already added CDLX, NNOX, HLP. IC I can remove because, again, we've identified that as a stock that has been acquired to my pleasant surprise, I shall say that only. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this list to today's watch list. And then let's see if I can identify the last name on this list. I'm just going to go here. We're going to start with price. We've got HLP already in here. SSTG's already here. Let me go ahead and just reduce this. GDC we didn't have, but that does look good, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep that. ILAG was below is this a cup and handle forming? Let's look at it on the, this looks like a double bottom on the daily chart. Volume's good. Just reverse stock split recently. NOX we already have. It's below $2. CMO. Don't like the pre-market action. Actually, I think I'm going to take this off the list. MC. Don't like that either. Take that off the list. Oh. RGLT. RGLT looks good. It's not trading in the pre-market really. Cup and handle on this one, GLD, but not really trading on the pre-market. I might, some instances I might add something like this, but I'm gonna wait for it to actually trade. Yeah, I'm gonna wait for it to actually trade. What else looks? Let's flip through here. Again, I'm looking for some type of chart pattern in the pre-market. This has come down. This could actually move back to the upside. What's the volume on this? Volume's pretty good on this, but actually this doesn't look bad. This doesn't look bad. Is it a 2-day high? It's above yeah, it's above a 2-day high. Yeah, I like this one. I'm gonna add this one to. So that's it. It's as easy as that. Lastly, again, I'll typically check the news on these. Let me just clear all flags. I'll typically check the news on these and to make sure that there's a reason for this move, or if not, that at least the volume and pattern suggest that it can move higher. Some of these are pop and fade, so again, I'm not necessarily saying these will move to the upside in the pre-market. It could hit resistance and fade, so you have to check the charts. You got to remember, this is just a watch list. In the end, what I trade depends on the chart, the price and volume given to me within the first 15 minutes of trading. And then, a lot of these stocks, again, will pop in the pre-market only to fade during the regular session. So you have to trade what is in front of you. You don't forget about a stock because it may just be setting up, which is why I check my filters throughout the day. Okay, so with that, thank you for listening, and hopefully this helps you or gives you a little bit of guidance as to how to prepare a focus list. Take care.